All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sean Anthony Live, and I'm very excited to have this conversation with former Ohio State Buckeye. You know you got to say that when you're in Columbus.
Yes, sir.
But also a working actor, Mr. Otis Winston. How you doing, brother?
Man, thank you for having me, bro. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good.
It's a pleasure to have you, man. We were having a back and forth conversation before we hit record, but I was like, wow, hold on, let's get this on tape, man. You have a dynamic story, but right now, one of the important messages that you want to get out there is how significant this writer strike is and how it impacts not only actors, but probably production crews. How has the writer strike in Hollywood impacted you?
Well, it impacted everyone. It started first with the writer strike, and now we're striking. So that writer strike led to us not getting a deal and not things not going well with the powers to be in the studios, and now we're all striking and we're standing together in unity, man. But it's huge. This is a huge time right now.
So for people that maybe the passive listener, they hear about this strike, really don't take much into it. What exactly are the writers striking for?
Well, the writers are striking kind of like the same things that we're striking for, better pay. I did not know this, that the writers have to earn $40,000 just to be able to qualify for health insurance. 92% of writers don't qualify for health insurance. Now, I can speak for me as an actor because we're striking for the same thing. 87% of actors do not qualify for health insurance.
Wow.
87%. Now, I'm blessed enough to be in that 13%.
Okay.
And thank God.
Now, is that because you were with SAG or AFTRA?
Well, we're all SAG.
Okay.
We're all SAG. The 87% are SAG actors.
Got you.
They just don't make $26,000 a year.
Wow.
That's why they have so many different jobs.
Right.
Now, I've been blessed enough to be able to do what I'm doing and live here in Columbus, Ohio. But it's still a project-to-project job for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're trying to get it to where people can understand, one, health insurance should not have to be a requirement of making $24,000. I understand. I used to work in corporate America, and some jobs you have to work 3 months before you qualify for health insurance. The reason being, they didn't want you to get health insurance and quit. So you had to show that you were vested in the job.
Right.
I've been doing this for 13 years.
13 years, man. Talk about the beginning of your career. When you started to pursue acting, what was the first gig for you?
My very first gig was a TV show on BET called The Game.
Okay.
I booked that, thank God, to one of my mentors and one of my great friends. I call her my big sister. Her name is Robbie Reed. She's the head of casting at BET right now.
Okay.
And she was the one who got me booked for that role on BET called The Game. I played the director of Jason Pitt's show called The Pit Stop. That was my very, very first acting gig. And I thought this is what my life was about to be. I had no clue what was coming after. I had no clue that I was gonna have to go through the pitfalls of a working actor. But that was my first gig, and man.
Talk about it, because like I was telling you when we were coming up into the studio, I'm an aspiring actor. Not only
You're not aspiring, you're an actor.
I'm an actor, a working actor.
Yeah.
I've been, doing it off and on all throughout my 20+ year career, ever since I was a kid growing up in New Jersey. What are some of the pitfalls that you had to endure after that first gig? Was it all peaches and cream after that first one?
No, you got to understand. The gig that changed my life was me being an extra. So what I had to endure was I still lived in Columbus, Ohio. I still live here. So I planted here. I'm a Buckeye.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I didn't move to LA. I didn't move to Atlanta. I didn't move to New York. I didn't move to Chicago. So I had to make it work from here. So if I get an audition, I wasn't in town to do the audition, so I had to move differently, and God has really, really blessed me. I've been in this business for 13 years without an agent.
Wow.
And I'm a full-time SAG working actor without an agent, but my coin or my motto is God is my agent. So he has placed me where I need to be placed. And one of the pitfalls that I had to get over was getting through the gatekeepers. And if I would have listened to the people, because my very first gig was a speaking role. My next gig was me being an extra because I'd never been on a movie set. So I wanted to get on the movie set. So I went and I got on the movie set, not knowing getting on that movie set would introduce me to the person who would change the trajectory of my acting career. So that's why I always say when I'm on my social media, there are no small roles.
Mm-hmm.
They're just roles that lead to the next one. So my extra role is the role that broke me into the business.
So who was the person that you connected with?
His name is Casey Hardenfield. I still, when I go to Atlanta till this day, I still stay at Casey's house.
Okay.
Casey has a great house down in Midtown. If I need to film in Atlanta, hey, bro, I'm coming to Atlanta. I already got the keys to the house. I call it my crib because he's usually working and he's at his house somewhere else. So I call it my crib. So I usually be down there just getting it in. But Casey, if you look him up, man, this dude has been doing everything from Transformers to started way back in the day with Star Wars, and he just worked his way up. And now he's a first AD, he's a producer, and I call him he's my big brother, man, and he looks out for me, but he makes sure that I'm getting where I need to get.
Nice.
Everyone needs someone to pull you.
Right.
No one can do it on their own.
Yeah.
So when people think that they're doing it on their own, no, you're not. One, you gotta be good at what you do.
Right.
You gotta be good at what you do. Two, you gotta be nice to people because you never know who's watching you.
That
And to
part.
be honest with you, bro, you wanna know what changed? You wanna know what made Casey pay attention to me? I'm an extra. We had a big scene the next day. We were doing Oz the Great and Powerful. I've spent more money to be in this movie than I was making.
What movie was it?
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Okay.
With James Franco, Mina Kunis, Rachel Weisz, Michelle Williams. It was amazing.
Okay.
You know, it was an amazing experience. It was the remake of The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
How the Wiz got to.
Oh, okay.
So it was
okay.
called Oz the Great and Powerful. So here I am spending more money to be on this movie than I was making. And one day, we were supposed to have a big marching scene, and I'm 6'5". So I think everybody tall have rhythm. I can dance, I have rhythm. I had no idea a lot of tall dudes can't walk and chew gum at the same time, bro. So it was sad watching these brothers try to learn how to march, and they didn't know what they was doing. So I stayed late after we wrapped, and I got a bunch of the extras together, and I was teaching them how to march.
Wow.
Unbeknownst to me, Casey was walking by, he saw it. And he asked me, what am I doing? I was like, well, they don't know how to march. We got our big scene tomorrow. He was like, where's the choreographer? I was like, she left. He was like, she left? I said, yes, sir. He said, but you stayed. I said, yes, sir. He said, what's your name again? I was like, Otis Winston. Look, all right. I left, came back the next day. He said, yo, grab a mic. Mic Otis up. From that day, I made more in that week than I did in the first 3 months of the film.
Wow.
And after we got done filming, Casey pulled me aside and he said, I don't think we ever would have been able to do this movie without you. Here's my number. Keep in touch with me. And here we are, like 9 films later.
Wow.
Casey and I have been working.
What was his position on that project?
He was the first AD.
Okay.
He was the first AD. So it was just...
For those that don't know, that's the first assistant director.
First assistant director. He
Wow.
was the first AD on Oz the Great and Powerful. So every time he gets a movie, the first thing I believe he looks for is, where can I put Otis?
Man.
And it's a blessing.
That's amazing, Otis. You know, in addition to doing radio, I'm now the program director at the Ohio Media School.
Oh, nice.
So one of the things that I tell my students all the time is, you know, learn as much as you can, but while you're learning, establish relationships.
That's big.
Because who you know can get you in the door, but what you know will keep you in the building.
Absolutely.
And just that act of kindness and an initiative that you took outside of your pay rate or anything, it's more so about passion than it is about the check, because
Absolutely.
your passion led you, you know, that you cared enough to say, look, we got a big scene. We're all going to get this right, you know, on my watch.
Absolutely.
And look where that landed you, man. You got so many nuggets just in that one story. That's amazing.
Man, and it's so, I have like Buckeye Born Apparel is my line, right?
Okay.
On the back of all my shirts, it says this: never allow your talent to take you where your character can't keep you. So your talent gets you in the door. Your character keeps you in that door. See, I've been relying on my character my entire life, even though I've been talented. I would never allow my talent to outweigh my character.
Your character.
Because my character is what I'm going to be remembered by. because I can be a talented butthole.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure you ran across some of those in Hollywood.
A bunch of them in Hollywood, in athletics, everything.
How do you deal with jerks?
Well, easy. If someone don't like me, right?
Especially if you have to answer to them or work with them.
Yeah. If you don't like me and you don't know me, that's a you problem. That's a you problem, because if you got to know me, you would like me, because I'm passionate and I'm loving, I'm giving. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I'm always giving and giving and giving. So I tell my kids this all the time. It's going to be hard for you sometimes, because people see the anointing on you and they see the favor on you, and they're upset because they don't have what you have, even though they might have more than you. See what I'm saying? So I'm like the boy with the stick and the boy with the gun. The one who got the stick for Christmas, who mom didn't have no money to buy him anything, so she wrapped up a stick and gave it to him and said, use your imagination. And the boy parents had all the money and bought him a real toy gun. And when the boy with the toy gun was playing with the boy with the stick, the boy made that stick look so
cooler
than that toy gun that he wanted to give him his gun for the stick. So when he traded him, the boy made the gun do things that the other kid couldn't do.
He ended up wanting it back.
Exactly, so he ended up wanting it back. The moral of the story was, it was his imagination. Love what you got.
Yeah.
Don't envy what others have.
That's right.
And that's what so many people are doing in this world. Social media got us envying what other people have. I don't envy what you have. I love what I have. I love my life. I love my career. I love my family. I don't want your family. I don't want your wife. I don't want your children. I love what I have. You know what I'm saying?
What got you to this space, man?
Oh, man, just the relationship with God.
Okay.
And losing so much because I didn't know me. I didn't know me. So I just turned 50 years old last July 15th, right?
Man, happy belated birthday.
Thank you, brother. And so
and you look good, man.
Thank you. And for 49 years, Otis Winston was pieces of other people that I met.
Okay.
So I was allowing other people who I was in relationships with, who I got to know, I allowed what they were to be put on me. So I became a chameleon. I didn't know me. I camouflaged myself and I blended in with wherever I was at. About May of this year, I took a hiatus from social media and from everything, man. And I just spent time with God and me, away from influences. And I found out what I like, what I don't like, who I like, who I don't like, what I like to do, what I don't like to do.
At 49?
At 49, bro.
Was it difficult for you to detox from social media? Would you take the apps off your phone or what?
I took the apps off my phone, deleted them completely off my phone, and it was not difficult.
Okay.
Because I knew what my soul needed. You know, I needed to feed myself.
How long did you do that?
I did it for 30 days.
30 days.
I did a 30-day fast from all social media.
So what was the first week like? What kind of revelations did you run into in those 30 days, starting the first week?
I found out that I really wasn't living the life that I wanted to live. I found out that one, I'm not a jealous dude, right? I had to find out that if I was acting jealous, it was a learned behavior. Because I was with somebody who acted jealous towards me, and I was like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do then. So I had to learn that, oh, man, I don't care about who somebody was once with. If you're with me and you love me the way I'm supposed to be loved, then that's all I need. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was one of the things. What did I not do, or what did I not need to do that I was doing that really wasn't something that I'm supposed to do?
Man. So when you came out of that, what was the mindset? Did you feel refreshed, rejuvenated, like you free?
Free, bro. I mean, I'm flying.
Free from what?
Free from opinions of others.
Okay.
Free from thinking that you have to get it right today. I don't got to get it right today. I just got to put my best foot forward.
Right.
Free from thinking that that's success. No, success is what I deem it. Success is loving, being loved, giving love, receiving love, the real love, not the toxic love.
Right.
You know, because
wait. What's toxic love?
Toxic love is basically thinking that if someone's arguing over you that they love you. No. Love heals, it don't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm hurting somebody, because I had toxic love, because I was taught toxic love. And when you learn how to live in toxic love, how do you get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way you get out of it is by realizing that that's not real love. Real love heals, it doesn't hurt. So if I'm loving somebody and I'm hurting them, that's toxic love. That's toxic love, bro.
Man. I want to pivot back to you planting your roots here in Columbus. I'm sure you've been told, I've been told numerous times, hey man, if you want to make it in this business, you got to be in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
All the films that I did was similar to you, was me being here in Columbus. When I did radio in Detroit, there was some connections I had in Detroit that got me some opportunities. But what was it that you had to do? Because it could be somebody listening, aspiring actors here in Columbus, maybe contemplating either going to Atlanta, because Atlanta is now the new Hollywood.
Absolutely.
Or going out to Los Angeles. What was it that kept you here?
Man, first and foremost, my kids.
Okay.
We had got full custody over my 2 kids. And I did not want to be the reasons that my kids ended up on somebody's couch talking about asking, why did my dad leave me? So they were the reason. And I was like, okay, God, you gave them to me. And you told me this is what you want me to do, you got to open those doors. See, they told me I could never make it by being here.
Right.
They told me that. Here I am, over 28 films later.
Right.
And it's not no rinky-dink films.
Right. You got some. Your
I,
resume is thorough.
Exactly. So and it's all because of I did not conform to the norm. I did not conform to what people told me I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what you think I need to do. But see, I have faith.
Right.
And I'm going to believe what God has told me. He did not tell me he's going to give me this gift to create and to act and to do all this, but to leave my children so that they can fend for themselves. And they don't know how a father is supposed to sacrifice and love for them. Nah, bro. My family needs me.
Right.
My family needs me. So I decided to plant my feet. I buckled down, prayed, and God just started to open these doors, and I started to meet the right people. Had the right person with me where when I went out of town, I knew everything was taken care of. So you got to have a good circle. You got to have a crew. You got to have people around you that believe in you, because it's doable. Don't let people make you think that you can't do it from where you are, especially now.
Right.
See, when COVID hurt others, it helped me.
Right. Okay.
Because before COVID, you had to audition in person. If I got an audition, I had to fly to LA, or you know how many times I drove to Atlanta for an audition that I didn't get.
Right. Wow.
So I'm spending all that money going down, but it was still an experience. It was my journey. Now everything is via self-tape. Everything is self-tape. Soon self-tape hit, I booked 5 movies back to back to back to back to back.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And they were like nice movies, great movies, big movies.
What's the name of some of the films? Your most recent project?
I was gonna say I would talk about them, but since the strike is going on, I really can't promote what I've done, because we're in solidarity of standing together, and I can't give these production companies that type of publicity.
Attention.
Because it's like, man, and then when this is over, I will come back and talk about everything. I just booked a big one that we just got done. We had to stop filming.
Really?
And I didn't even start my part yet.
Okay.
But I would love to tell people about that.
Yeah.
But it's huge. You know what I'm saying? But I can't, because I gotta stand. We have to stand our ground and stand together. And all I'm trying to tell people is this: here I am, living in Columbus, Ohio. Never moved. Never moved. I'm a full-time SAG actor, and at the beginning I told you 87% of actors don't qualify for health insurance. I've had my SAG health insurance for me and my children for the past 5 years. So I've been in the 13th percentile for the past 5 years.
So that's good, man. You're one of the blessed and fortunate ones.
Absolutely.
Now let's switch gears here, man. You talking about going on auditions and stuff that you didn't make. I recently went on audition back in shoot, it's coming up on a year now.
Okay.
In New York,
Okay.
in Buffalo. I felt good about it, right? Like we always do.
Absolutely.
The director came up to me afterwards and said, "Yo, we like you. Somebody be in touch with you."
Okay.
Fast forward, like I said, we're coming up on a year. I ain't heard nothing. So, what are some audition tips, man? And is that cap that they said to me?
It wasn't cap.
Okay.
They liked you. See, this is what you need to realize. The director said they like you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That director can do something else and think about, oh, yo, it was this dude, Sean Anthony. He auditioned for this one. He didn't get it, but I think he'd be perfect for this one. Mm-hmm. See, as an actor, when we walk into the room, our job is to own and win the room.
That's right.
You got to win the room. I tell young kids who want to get in this business all the time, you don't act, you become.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you watch Denzel, he's always Denzel. When you watch Tom Hanks, he's always Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch Will Smith, he's always Will Smith. They don't act, they become. When you watch me, I'm learning how to become everything. Except for, here's the thing, you can't become if you don't know who you are.
Oh.
So that self-awareness and that time that I just took getting to know me, now I'm ready to become everything. And I've been doing a lot. But what's about to happen?
Yeah.
Because I know who I am.
You dropping so many nuggets, Otis. You know, it's interesting. Just the other night, I was on a Zoom with a friend of mine who had to audition for a part. And they asked me to help read the lines for them and prepare and to give them what little tips that I could provide. And I wish I had this conversation, because those are the perfect words that I could have shared with that individual.
Absolutely.
Don't act, but become. Because I was trying to explain to them, you got to give it some emotion. You got to put some life into these words. And but had I had a conversation with you, I would have said that.
Yeah.
That's profound, man.
Yeah.
That's very helpful for me. I had the pleasure, the opportunity early in my career of being an extra and watching the great Denzel Washington. And I was an extra in Fallen. Do you remember that with him and John Goodman?
I remember that.
They filmed it in Philadelphia.
Okay.
You know, I grew up in South Jersey, so I was living out there at the time.
Right there.
But man, just to watch I didn't talk to him or anything. He just walked right past me. I just was a student, just observing. And just to watch him, as soon as they say cut, he go right over to the side to start reviewing his lines and getting, I guess this is what I was assuming. He was going over his lines and stuff like that. What are some of the greats, and if you want to drop the names,
of course.
But what are some of the greats that you've been able to grace their presence with, and what are some of the nuggets that you've learned from them?
Man, actually, the first one that I had the pleasure, and I love her to life, the great Felicia Rashad.
Oh, wow.
Man, and to have a conversation with her to the point of listening to how she would just feed into me, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to sit at her feet, even if it was for just a few days, to just watch her and watch how she handled herself on and off camera. It was amazing, man. I mean, I love.
Because didn't she have theater background
yeah,
too?
Man, she is, when I tell you, the biggest professional and just nicest woman you will ever meet in your life, man. And I remember I was talking to her about my kids, and she was like, "Oh, they're so adorable. I would love for them to bump them. I want to move in with you. Get them." You know what I'm saying? It was just amazing, man. And then, I got to work with Pierce Brosnan, and to hear him, he pulled me aside, and he was like, "You're a great gentleman. And always remember to be a gentleman, because your gift is amazing, and the way you carry yourself, and the way you're humbled." And then Gerard Butler,
Wow.
At our premiere in New York. We had a premiere in New York back in January, actually.
I seen some pictures online of y'all too.
And he pulled me aside, and he was like, "I just want to tell you," he was like, "your moments," he said, he called me a scene stealer. He said, "You're a scene stealer because your moments were so natural and real and rich. He says, I pray that this movie opens the doors that need to be open for you because you're supposed to be in the presence of us at all times. So to have people like that feed into me and talk to me, and it was. I remember I got to meet the great Cicely Tyson, and I wasn't working with her. I met her at. We had just left the NAACP Image Awards, and she was sitting down, and Robbie introduced me to her, and she said, "Forgive me for not standing, but this old woman is tired." I said, "You never have to stand. I will kneel to you." Mm-hmm. And I got on one knee so she can talk to me. And brother, my biggest regret was not taking a picture of that moment. But it's forever
a memory
in my mind.
Yeah.
No one can take that from me.
Yeah.
So to have people like that, talk to a young boy who was born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio, who stuttered and couldn't talk and told he would never be able to properly talk. Mm-hmm. And I didn't properly talk until I was 11 years old, then go on to Ohio State to graduate with a communications degree. Mm-hmm. And then to tip it, someone told me I would never be able to do this as an actor. Mm-hmm. And to be in all the different films I've been in without an agent. Don't tell me that ain't.
That's a true test. Man. So having these giants in Hollywood pour into you and give you the confidence and in so many words, putting a battery behind your back, how do you remain humble?
Easy. I'm just a vessel.
Okay.
Like, I try to tell people all the time, man, it's not about, I remember the laughter. I remember how hard it was for me. I remember how my mom worked to make sure we was provided for. I remember watching my dad try to start businesses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And all I ever want to be in life is be someone that people can look at and be like, yo, he real. He tell you something, he do what he say. Mm-hmm. Look, he love you, he gonna love you with every ounce of his being. So everything about me is being genuine, because I remember not being genuine. I remember people not being genuine to me. Mm-hmm. Someone tell me they're gonna call me and then I don't hear from them. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way. No, that's not me. If I tell you I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna call you. If I tell you, hey, follow me on IG, I'll follow back. Hey, hit me up on IG, you got any questions, I'm gonna respond. I do all that because I know what it's like for me. Man. I was a 2-sport captain at The Ohio State University.
Yeah, we're going to get into some of the sports in a minute, but this is fascinating to me, man. How do you steal a scene? Even if you're reading a part, you got a part for one scene. Because I have something in my mind, like when I was telling you, the 2 films that I'm in right now, I was on the first one, I was only in one scene. Okay. And I just kept telling myself, make your presence be known in this one scene, this whole interaction. And I obviously did well because they called me back for part 2 of the sequel. And in the sequel, I'm throughout the whole film. But for an aspiring actor out there that's watching this interview, and even some nugget, I'm writing notes, you know what I'm saying? How do you steal a scene, no matter how big or how small? What are some of the things that you've done?
Oh, man, be memorable.
Okay.
Like, I can ask, you ever watch Venom 2?
No. Huh?
Okay, it's a Marvel film. Every time I ask people if they watch Venom 2, I ask them about a scene. And as soon as I ask them about the scene, I'm like, oh, yeah, with the homeless dude. Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, that was me. They're like, wait, what? So I became that homeless guy. The crazy acting, the almost like you got Tourette's, you're dying, you just start talking to yourself. I became that. So that became memorable to the point that led to something else.
Right. So
the way you steal a scene is by becoming so into that person that it's believable. It's believable. I would use Steve Urkel. Mm-hmm. I heard he was only supposed to be on there for an episode. Turned into a career.
Right.
Everybody knows who Steve Urkel is.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't know that.
He stole not just the scene, he stole the show.
Yeah, that became the Steve Urkel show.
He stole the show, bro.
Yeah.
that brother got so into character that people, even when he transformed to Stefan, they didn't care about Stefan. They still wanted Steve.
Right.
That's how you steal a scene, by becoming something so memorable.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever gotten too deep into a character that it was difficult to get out?
No.
You hear stories like Heath Ledger, right?
Yeah. That's method acting. I'm not messing around with that method acting.
Why
you know
not?
What I'm saying? I read Will's book.
Okay.
And how when he did 6 Degrees of Separation, how he did the method acting, and he fell so deep into it, he fell in love with his co-star.
Damn.
Absolutely. And
because that was his first breakout film.
Yeah, and he fell in love with the co-star.
Right.
Who was playing, I think, the mom of the kid who he was like scamming. You know what I'm saying? And I never want to. I love my craft.
Denzel does that too with Malcolm X.
When he had to go, I think he had to go on detox. You know, he had to go and take time away and just debrief. You know, this acting thing is serious because we lose our. If you're not careful, you can lose yourself trying to become someone else. I don't want to. I just found me.
Okay, I get you.
I'm not trying to lose me. I just acted for 49 years of my life. I'm 1 year old, bro.
Wow.
I'm not even 1 yet. I'm a few months.
In those 49 years, well, 13 years you've been acting, right? Did you know your value? Or when did you find your worth? When was it that you knew your worth?
May. Actually, the middle of May. Middle of June of this year, I mean. I started in the end of May. The middle of June, I recognized my worth. So, God couldn't bless me the way I wanted to be blessed because I didn't know my worth. And my blessing would have killed me because I didn't know my worth.
Say that again.
God couldn't bless me the way he wanted to bless me because I didn't know my worth. And my blessing would have killed me because I didn't know my worth. Now I know my worth. I would never praise my gift over the giver. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So he can bless me now because he knows that I'm not going to just sow it onto me. I'm giving to others. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm the man, I'm this, I'm that. I'm giving to others. See, that's how I stay humble. You know, I don't care what anybody say. I don't care about the people liking. And yes, I got to get on social media. Yes, I got to promote the stuff that I can promote when we can promote it. Yes, I got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that matters to me is the compliments from the ones who love me, who really love me,
right? Who
know me.
Who's there for your best interest.
Who's there for my best interest, bro.
Interesting.
So that's why I'm like I said, I just found me. I'm not trying to lose me.
Yeah, man, this is a great conversation, man. I really appreciate your time and coming up here. The Buckeyes. Let's talk about the Buckeyes, man. How was it for you? What position was it that you played again?
I was a shooting guard.
The shooting guard.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give to the younger Buckeyes that's getting ready for the season?
Man, what's crazy is that I was a two-sport athlete. My son Rain is now at Ohio State. He's a high jumper.
Okay.
He's chasing his pop's over 30-year-old record in the high jump.
Wow.
So I always tell him, and I would tell them what I tell him: enjoy this moment, live in the moment. You know, they got different pressures than we had. We didn't have all this social media stuff. You know what I'm saying? When we got off of TV and got home, that was it. We was watching TV or doing whatever we had to do. We was outside.
Outside.
Absolutely. we wasn't caught up by TikTok and Instagram and Threads and Facebook and LinkedIn and all this other stuff, man. So I tell them, be in the moment, man. Live each day like it's your last. Play each game like it's your last. Jump each jump like it's your last. And being like that, doing like that, you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. When I played, I didn't play trying to be the best. I played trying to be the best me.
Right.
When I jumped, I didn't jump against anybody else. I competed against me. I wanted to push me to the limit. Now, as an actor, as a creator, I'm doing it for me as a speaker, as a soon-to-be, hopefully, author. I'm doing all this for me.
Right.
I'm trying to be the best of me. I'm just trying to share nuggets with people that can help them through, because everything I went through wasn't for me. It was for me to help someone else get through.
That's right. I love that, man. That's something that I tell my students is, don't look at other students' projects and compare yourself.
Absolutely.
Your competition is with you. I want to make you the better than you were yesterday or last week. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Look, I could talk to you for a long time, brother. You have a tremendous spirit, man. I feel it. So as we conclude and wrap up, how does Otis go for parts? Are you at the point now where people are hitting you up, agents are hitting you up for stuff, so much so where you don't have to really, reach out to folks now?
It's in between.
Okay.
Like I like the big one I just got. They called me, thank God, because of Casey. But they called me and said, "Yo, we want you back for this." But agents are still hitting me up and presenting me. Like, I've done this for 13 years, and agents who submit me for stuff realize that they get paid only if I book something that they sent me. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm booking, because I've been booking this stuff on my own.
Right.
So if I'm booking this on my own, you don't get none of that.
Right.
That's my relationships. But what you open doors for me and help me get, of course, take your 10%. Right. You deserve it. Right. You deserve that 10%. So I'm at that place where I'm in between, but I believe it's about to. I don't believe, I know it's about to.
It's about to crack open.
Oh man, it's already cracked.
I could tell you just got casted for something huge, huh?
It's already cracked, bro. It's already cracked.
I can't wait. Well, once this strike is over, do you see it being over anytime soon, or where are they at with negotiations?
They're not really negotiating. I think the powers that be. This is one thing I wish these people would know is this real quick. I've sacrificed so much to be in this business because I love it. I know what it's like to not have money to be able to pay a bill and still spend my last to get to an audition that I didn't get. You know what I'm saying? So if the heads of these studios walked a mile, walked 5 feet in my shoes, they would give us everything that we were asking for. And they walked a mile in other writers and other actors' shoes who are really trying, who love this, who are passionate about this, because we all are. We're not just, I didn't choose acting chose me. And I mean that. I was in corporate America making 6 figures back in 2005. Making over $130,000 back then, 2006, 2007. Ain't no telling what I'll be making right now if I stayed in it.
Right.
But acting, it called me away from it. So I'm giving it everything that I have.
And it's going to reward you.
Absolutely.
It's going to reward you for that.
Absolutely. Man. So, but we need these powers to be to realize that we're not trying to be greedy. We just want it to be fair.
Fair.
I want to earn a living and be able to not be able to sleep because I know bills are due. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Man, Otis Winston, I definitely appreciate your time. Best to you, my friend, in the future. How can people get at you, follow you on? I know you took a hiatus, but you're back on social media.
I'm back on social media.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram as Otis D. Winston. Same, I think it's Threads. And then I've been trying to mess with this TikTok. So it's just Otis Winston on TikTok, giving some inspirational videos out there, man, to get people through the day and through the week. And then, of course, Old Faithful Facebook is just Otis Winston.
Gotcha. Otis Winston, thank you so much, man. This is Sean Anthony Live. Y'all be blessed.